It started with a smell. A smell no one in the building could explain. Some said it was the drains. Others thought a rat had died in the walls. But it wasn't a rat. It was something else. Milwaukee, 1991. Inside a small apartment on 25th Street. A man sat quietly in the dark. The fridge hummed beside him. And behind that door was a secret no one was supposed to find. That man was Jeffrey Dahmer, a man with an IQ of 99, average intelligence, nothing special. But his mind was anything but average. When police finally entered his apartment, they expected to find drugs. What they found instead was horror. Photographs of bodies, pieces of skin in drawers, a human head in the fridge, and something cooking on the stove. That night, Milwaukee realized the quiet man next door was one of the most disturbing killers America had ever known. The smell was everywhere. Sweet, rotten, heavy. When the officers stepped inside, the air burned their noses. The man who opened the door looked calm, polite. He even smiled. His name was Jeffrey Dahmer. One officer looked around. The walls were covered with photos, dozens of them. Men, posing, some alive, some not. On the floor, empty bottles, a power drill, and a blue barrel filled with liquid. The other officer walked to the fridge. He opened the door. Inside was a human head, cold, perfectly preserved. He froze, then whispered, "These are real." That was the moment they realized. They weren't standing in an apartment. They were standing in a graveyard. They found skulls on shelves, hands in jars, hearts wrapped in plastic, a pot on the stove filled with flesh, and in a corner, the blue barrel bubbled quietly. Inside, acid. And what was left of 3 men. Every photo, every tool, every piece of evidence told a story. A story of control, of obsession, of a man who didn't want to kill, he wanted to keep. When they arrested him, he didn't resist. He didn't cry. He just said, "I did it, I killed them all." In the hours that followed, the world learned his name. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer, born in 1960, quiet kid, average grades, loved animals in the wrong way. He used to collect bones, boil them, clean them. His father thought it was science. It wasn't. It was curiosity turning into something darker. As he grew older, he stopped studying animals. He started watching people. Men, strangers. He didn't just want them. He wanted to own them. In 1978, his parents divorced. He was 18, alone in a big empty house. One night, he picked up a hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks. They drank. They laughed. Then Stephen said he wanted to leave. Jeffrey didn't want that. He hit him with a dumbbell. Then he strangled him. Hours later, he cut the body apart in the basement, boiled the flesh, crushed the bones, scattered them in the woods behind the house. That was his first kill, and the beginning of a nightmare that would last 13 years. After that first kill, Jeffrey tried to live like nothing happened. He told himself it was a mistake, that he'd never do it again. But once you cross that line, there's no going back. He went to college, dropped out, joined the army. He drank too much, got kicked out. He tried to move on, tried to act normal, but the darkness followed him. In Miami, he worked at a sandwich shop. He slept on park benches. He called his father for help. And once again, he went back home. His father sent him to live with his grandmother in Milwaukee, a kind old woman. She made him go to church. She thought he was changing. But at night, he walked the streets, looking for something, or someone. He stole a male mannequin from a store, slept beside it. When his grandmother found it, she made him throw it away. He smiled, but inside, he was getting worse. He started going to gay bars. At first, he just watched. Then he began drugging men. He didn't hurt them, not yet. He just wanted them quiet, still. Then one night, he went too far. 1987. He met a man named Stephen Tuomi. They got a hotel room, drinks, laughter, then blackout. When Jeffrey woke up, Stephen was dead, his chest crushed, blood on the bed. Jeffrey didn't remember doing it, but the truth didn't matter. He'd done it again. He put the body in a suitcase, took it home, dismembered it in the basement, boiled the flesh. Meanwhile, kept the skull. After that, it was like something broke inside him. He killed again. James Doxtator, 14. Richard Guerrero, 22. Anthony Sears, 24. Each time, he kept something. A photo, a piece, a memory. He said it made him feel less alone. When the police caught him once again for luring a boy, he smiled. Polite, calm. He told the judge it was a mistake, and they believed him. He got probation and went right back to killing. He moved into a new apartment, number 213, Oxford Apartments. No family, no rules, free to do whatever he wanted. He drilled holes in skulls, poured acid inside, trying to make them obey, trying to make them stay. He wanted a zombie, a body that breathed, but didn't think. 1991. His 13th victim was Konorak Synthasamphone, 14 years old, a boy who tried to escape. He ran out of the apartment, bleeding, barefoot. Neighbors called the police. 2 officers showed up. Jeffrey met them at the door, smiling, calm. He said, "That's my boyfriend. He just drank too much." The boy couldn't speak English. He tried to ask for help, but they handed him back to Dahmer. Minutes later, he was dead. For 13 years, Jeffrey Dahmer killed 17 men and boys. Most were black, Asian, or Latino. The youngest, 14. The oldest, 36. He photographed them, preserved them, and sometimes ate them. He said, "I wanted them to be a part of me, forever." But monsters always make mistakes. And on July 22, 1991, one of his victims escaped. A man named Tracy Edwards, naked, handcuffed, running for his life. And what he led police to that night would shock the world. The man who escaped led police back to apartment 213. They thought they'd find drugs. Instead, they found hell. Photos of bodies, human parts in jars, a head in the fridge, and a smell no one could forget. When they arrested Jeffrey Dahmer, he didn't resist. He didn't beg. He just whispered, "I did it. I killed them all." That night, Milwaukee realized the quiet man next door was a monster. Detectives spent hours collecting evidence. 11 skulls, 2 full skeletons, hearts, livers, a blue barrel filled with acid, every piece labeled, every photo organized. It wasn't chaos, it was ritual. When they asked him why, he said, "I didn't kill them because I hated them. I killed them because I wanted them to stay with me." He spoke softly, calmly, like he was describing a recipe. In 1992, the trial began. The courthouse overflowed. Cameras, families, anger, tears. His lawyers claimed insanity, said he was sick. But prosecutors showed the photos, proved he planned every detail. After 4 months, the jury decided. Guilty. 16 life sentences. 941 years. No one cheered. There was no justice that could erase what he'd done. In prison, Jeffrey was quiet. He read the Bible. He told guards he'd found God. Some believed him, most did not. He worked in the kitchen, ate alone, and waited. When a reporter asked him why he did it, he said, "To possess them permanently. Not out of anger, not out of hate, because I wanted them to stay with me." Even his voice sounded empty, hollow. November 28, 1994. He was cleaning the bathroom with 2 other inmates, Jesse Anderson and Christopher Scarver. 20 minutes later, a guard found them. Dahmer was on the floor, bleeding, his skull crushed, Jesse dying beside him. Scarver stood over them, silent. He said, "God told me to do it." Jeffrey Dahmer was dead, 34 years old. After his death, people asked why. Was he born evil, or made that way? Some blamed his parents. Some blamed loneliness. But maybe it was both. A boy who grew up alone, ignored, abandoned, fascinated by death, who learned that if he couldn't keep people's love, he could keep their bodies. Forever. Jeffrey Dahmer, a man with an IQ of 99, average mind, ordinary face, but inside him was something so dark that even the devil might look away. Monsters don't always hide in the dark. Sometimes they live next door. They smile, they wave, and sometimes they invite you in for a drink. The End, the 99 IQ criminal.